Good morning, this is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. Time now for the Lincoln Community Center report, and with me this morning is Andrew Luring. Good morning.
Greetings and salutations.
Glad to have you in the studio here. Lots of things happening, especially with the kids going back to school over at the Lincoln Center. Tell us about the Back to School Bash.
Back to School Bash is going to be August 21st. It's a Sunday from 2 to 4. We provide materials for children, everything they need to go back to school. So when they come into the gymnasium, we give them a backpack. They walk around the gymnasium. They get books, pens, paper, glue, whatever they need for those first days of school. And then we'll also be having barbers and stylists upstairs and some food on the grill.
Now, this isn't just something that you guys throw together. I mean, you work on this quite a while every year.
Yes, in particular, we'll give a shout out to Miss Joanne and Miss Nicole. They really spearhead this project. They work at the Lincoln Center, and they gather all the community partners. Rotary is one of them, and there's many other community partners, and they really stock up on school supplies for about 2.5 months, and we'll be ready to go to serve 135.
I was going to
200.
say, yeah, I was thinking that when I talked to Shane the other day, he was saying that there was about 140 right now that are registered somewhere in there,
Yes.
but then you'll plan for more.
Yes, there are definitely 143 kids signed up on our sheets.
Right.
Some of those kids might not show up, but then an additional 15 to 30 kids
Or
will still
50.
sign up, or 50. So there'll still be some people signing up for sure, but then there'll be people that will show up as well. We want you to come to the Lincoln Center and sign up though, so that we can have an accurate count of who will be serving, and we're at 110 Ash Street.
And the date and time for that again?
It is August 21st from 2 to 4.
All right. Hey, something else I know that the Lincoln Community Center is involved in. We're going to be there tomorrow broadcasting live, and it's at Buffalo Wild Wings, and it's a whole day of fundraiser that helps support the Lincoln Community Center.
The people out at BW3's Buffalo Wild Wings are amazing, and so Sunday, tomorrow, from 3 to 7, the Buffalo Wild Wings will be celebrating their Sweet 16 anniversary, and along with that, they'll be donating 15% of all proceeds. I believe that's not alcohol. I
Right.
think it's food. I think it's food sales. But 50% is going to be a big chunk of change, and that is going to go towards funding our Bruckner Nature Center programming, as well as some of our art programming with Karen Perks.
Now, I know a part of that also includes the fact that Shane is going to be in the dunk tank.
There's not only Shane, yes.
There's quite a few guys going to be in the dunk tank, but
Yes.
Shane gets his turn.
He does get his due and his just desserts. There will be local dignitaries and luminaries in a dunk tank behind Buffalo Wild Wings tomorrow. And I imagine there's probably some sort of fee to...
Yeah.
to
Oh,
get some
well, that's
balls
part of the
across people.
fundraiser.
Yeah.
So kids can come out and have their chance to dunk Shane.
I got a couple dollars in my pocket. They're burning a hole, but I'm ready.
So it's going to be a good time. We'll be there broadcasting live from 2 until 5 ourselves. So we invite everybody out. It is the Buffalo Wild Wings Sweet 16 Birthday Bash, and it benefits the Lincoln Community Center.
Yes, it does. And that's 3 to 7 tomorrow. 3 to 7 tomorrow, 15% of all proceeds coming to the Lincoln Community Center.
Gotcha. Now, in this past week, you had Leadership Troy came over to the center. Tell us a little bit about that.
Leadership Troy came on Wednesday, and their new crop of initiates, I suppose, came and they took a tour of the Lincoln Community Center, and they got acquainted with what we do. They have a greater knowledge of the history and the services that we provide. And we had about, I think we had 21 people.
Nice.
And it was a good turnout, and now they know a little bit more about us.
And all the things that you guys offer. Some people may not know there's been a lot of, I guess the best way to put it is overhauling that has been done inside the building and updating. I know the weight room last year was one of the big things that had been done over there, and the pool as well.
So I've been at the Lincoln Center now about 1.5 years. Since Shane has returned and assembled his team and was preparing to go forward, I think he's put something in something like $350,000 in
Wow.
building improvements have been accomplished since 2011, and that does include the handicap bathroom in the pool room, an HVAC system in the pool room, and then painting different things, acquiring all kinds of different.
Wasn't there even a new heater on the pool?
The heater, yeah, the heater is the beautiful thing about Lincoln Center is that our pool is heated and it's at low cost. It's $10 a month. But the heater is definitely one of the things that we always struggle with and repair. And
keeping it warm.
We keep it running though.
Because you've got the senior citizens come over and use the pool.
Yes, and let me tell you about the pool and the senior citizens. You know what? I will not say senior citizens are elderly matriarchs. There's a group. They were singing the other day, and there's about 15 women, and they were singing "Coming Around the Mountain" in the pool. And the amazing thing about the pool is that the acoustics are astounding.
There are great acoustics in that room.
And so they were harmonizing to "Coming Around the Mountain." I really think there's something there, and all they need is a catchy name, and we get some recording equipment down there, and I think we can be onto something.
And I know curtains on the stage, that was something that has come about.
Yes.
So just so many improvements that have been done, and the community has stepped forward and done so much.
The community has done a great deal. And I guess speaking about improvements now, we have submitted a grant proposal to the Paul G. Duke Foundation.
Okay.
For an HVAC system. And that HVAC system is absolutely necessary because our gymnasium, our main hallway, our stage.
It gets warm in there.
Dangerous sometimes. And so we really are, regardless of whether or not we get this grant, we were pursuing having a HVAC system put in. I'm learning all kinds of stuff. Apparently we need 14 tons of pressure to adequately cool it, not 7.
It's a good sized building.
It's a good sized building, and so that will change everything. And we're really trying to look to get that incorporated by next summer because we have. There's a pickleballer group that comes to the Lincoln Center, and that's a growing sport, and we'd love to have them there. And the pickleballers represent a different demographic for us, but they don't come to the Lincoln Center during the summer because of it's dangerous.
It gets so hot.
And so we lose them, but they come back to us, and we're just trying to keep them year round.
I know you've got some window air conditioners that were donated for the upstairs for the after school program, but that just doesn't cut it.
No.
When it comes to especially temperatures like what we've had here in the last couple weeks.
Absolutely, and then the gym too. I mean, it's just hot.
Yeah, I got you there. With the hot weather and good weather, we haven't had a lot of rain, but you've been pulling a lot out of the garden and taking it over to the farmers market, and also distributing some of that throughout the community.
Yes, our garden is approximately 1,000 square feet of cultivated land. We've been doing this now. They were doing it for I think 4 years. This is my second year of running the garden.
Okay.
We have many phenomenal community partners. Joseph Hadlock of Yaya Farms grows sweet corn for us, and he planted an extra half acre for us.
Wow.
Because he let us go out there last year and pick some of this and sell at the farmers market. This year, because of the timing and all this, we haven't sold any of that corn at the farmers market, but over the course of the last 3 days, myself and some volunteers have distributed 350 pounds of sweet corn to the community, and so that's Joseph Hadlock and Jan Yoder at Yaya Farms, and they are awesome. We also, the McGilvreys, they have a large garden, and I'll be picking some kale out of their garden, and I'll be selling that at the farmers market.
All right. And farmers market is going on today. It started at 9 o'clock, goes on until 1 o'clock this afternoon, and the farmers market will continue on through October the 8th.
Yes, and that's good. Those are extended hours, and
yeah, gives folks that extra hour to get down here. Maybe get a late start on Saturday morning.
Sure.
Now you had the donation of the bus to help, the van to help out with transportation the other year. Now you're looking at some busing.
Yes. Well, Busing, I'm just using busing in transporting these kids. And so the Lincoln Center in our after school program, which we encourage parents to come, call, or we want you to come down to the back to school bash and sign your kids up, really, for the after school program. And with the after school program, we provide tutoring services, a snack, some organized activities, and structure, safe place, many staff members, a lot of them former educators. And one of the key things that has helped with our attendance is this busing transportation service we incorporated last year. And so that's with a 12-person conversion van. And we provide transportation to every school except for Cookson, Concord, and Hook. And that's just a matter of limited time and resources. And we're trying to get those schools. However, we're first reaching out to Concord, because Concord is the home of the ESL program.
Okay.
The English as a Second Language. It's not called that anymore. It has another name. And so there are a great deal, many of kids who are there who live near the Lincoln Center but go to Concord for this ESL program, but they're unable to come to our after-school program because they don't arrive home until like 4:45, and we close at 5.
Okay.
So the busing at Concord specifically is really important because we already have those kids in our program, and we want to keep them in our program. And the way that we're going to do that is through the help of Superintendent Herman and the Troy City Schools, and he's working with us to develop a plan that we can actually have them bring the kids from Concord directly to the Lincoln Community Center.
That would be nice.
And that would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And helping getting those kids over there for the after-school program, which that's some of the problem.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, the kids.
You've got great attendance.
Yes.
You know, it's the ones that, like you say, from the further out schools, it's getting them actually to the Lincoln Community Center.
Sure, and I would suggest even just like the kids who, and I think kids should walk, and I think that we should have a society where kids can walk, and that's nice. However, in order to combat children being children, it's easy for us to get them there by just picking them up at their front door of the school of origin and directly delivering them, instead of them doing some knucklehead stuff.
Kind of out on their own free will.
Yes.
In that in-between time. Plus it gets them there a little bit quicker.
Yes.
And get right to it, right to their homework or whatever they need a little help with.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, you had said that you had something that you wanted to talk about in diversity.
I did. I am astounded by Troy, Ohio, and for many reasons. But there's a level of diversity that you don't really see unless you go out and look for it. And so being at the farmers market, I hear Spanish, Portuguese, French, all these different languages. The other day I was on the levee. I met a Syrian man. And then on last Friday I was riding my bike, because I've been doing that a lot lately, and I love it. And there's a group of 35 Indian men playing cricket in the Troy Park. And so they have a regular Friday cricket game here in Troy, Ohio, and I didn't know that we had a large enclave Indian population, but we do. And they're playing cricket every Friday, and I think it's amazing, and what a great place we live in.
Awesome. Hey, well, thank you for that story and sharing that.
Yep.
Hey, Andrew, anything else you want to add into the program this morning?
Treat everyone as you would like to be treated. Love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Those are good words. This has been the Lincoln Community Center Report with Andrew Luring. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN for David Denoyer on TCTV.